The Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, Week 11, Sunday Live. We're going to update all of the rankings. We're going to get you in on the injuries. We're going to break down the spreads. We're going to talk about the best DraftKings plays of the week. And then around the 11 o'clock mark, give or take a few minutes, we're going to get to your questions. Please, before you do anything, smash the like button, and not just on YouTube today. Hopefully, I haven't checked it yet, but we should be streaming on Periscope, on Facebook Live, so it's going to be tough to get to questions to that right now because I'm going to try to figure that out as we go along, but here we are. We're going to try to have some fun with all of this. Joining me in studio, as he does every Sunday, except for like one jerk. You weren't here once. Garion Thorne.
I don't think so. I think I've been here every Sunday. We had Canadian Thanksgiving off, but we both took that off.
We did. I was in rough shape.
Oh, I mean, Canadian Thanksgiving is a holiday for Crown.
I know,
so.
and listen, it means we can work on Thursday.
There you go.
So, are you excited about Week 11?
I'm always excited about American
Thanksgiving. You didn't get to be on the show
week.
this week because I lost my voice, and even as you can hear right now, not great.
I mean, it's there.
It's coming.
It's fine.
But
In comparison to my light voice,
after I
it's
do
cool.
the show, it's going to be awful.
Yeah. We'll go to the bar. It's fine.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more interesting weeks, I would say. I think that often I think everyone has a pretty good sense of what the public is attempting to do on a week-to-week basis.
We are streaming on
there we go.
Periscope. There we go.
The public is trying to stream. I just feel like we all know everyone is going to try to get a top-end running back into their lineup. They're all in fantastic matchups. We have this little glut of value quarterbacks who are all in great matchups. So it seems like the blueprint is kind of apparent, but where ownership might go amongst the top-tier running backs is like a really interesting sort of debate to have for Week 11. So yeah, I think it's a fun one.
All right, so let's introduce the fourth member of the team because the coin is off this week. The coin
and I can't be in the same room.
It's true. The coin only makes its appearances on Wednesday's show with Jeff Feinberg. And the fourth member of the team joining us here right now, it is Tim Undergust.
Tim Undergust.
Well, like, if the coin's not there, then I am not the fourth member. I'm the third by definition.
He is the honorary. I mean, the coin is here. He's just not a part. The coin's contractual situation is very tough.
Right. I thought the coin was sort of like Jesus, where he might not be here, but he's around us at all times.
He's always with us?
You know, like the presence.
No, see, I can see that.
It was hidden from me last week. I wanted to see that coin.
This is true. Okay.
You would have thrown it into Lake Ontario.
I know. It's right. It's actually right behind me on the shelf, but it's hidden. Like you said, it's omnipresent, but it's just hidden right now. So let's get to a few questions before we get into everything. We'll do 10 to start. Maybe if we can get those likes up, maybe do an additional one. So smash that like button, people. Come on. Dak or Lamar this week? I'm going to go with Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I would say Dak.
For sure.
For sure? You just hate.
Yeah.
You just don't want. Here's how it's going to work. Tim's going to be really down on Lamar Jackson this entire time because if Lamar is good, because Tim had Lamar Jackson ranked above Sam Darnold in the quarterbacks that he wanted to be on the Jets. And then, obviously, Sam Darnold ended up on the Jets. Now he doesn't want Lamar Jackson to be good at all.
Like, not everything is about my personal grievances.
It really is.
It seems like it is, yeah. Until it's not, I'm going to assume it is. Dak's just been this isn't even really about the matchup. Dak's just been a top 12 quarterback the last 3 weeks.
Well, he keeps running in touchdowns.
Yeah,
So
which
you
that's
need
not,
him to do that.
Look, and I know for anyone outside of Cam, that's not exactly a skill set we say is something. It's a tenuous skill set. But Dak consistently, I think he's got 6 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns every single season of his career. Like it's clearly a play call in Jason Garrett's very small playbook. Because he can only remember so many plays. They're hard, Pat.
They are hard. It's tough.
Very complicated. There's 11 players on the field.
Next one. Please pick 2 PPR. Philip Lindsay, Theo Riddick, John Brown, and Anthony Miller. We'll go with Theo Riddick for 1 in PPR.
Yeah.
For 4K on DraftKings, too. Not a bad play.
I feel like
He's going to be playing receiver.
yeah, sure. Given those options, I would still probably be okay with John Brown.
John Brown and Riddick?
Yeah.
I'd probably go Lindsay and Riddick. I am kind of worried about...
There's a lot going against Lindsay this week.
There is, but there's also a lot going against John Brown.
Sure. I guess it's...
I can get behind Brown and Riddick.
I would just say the Chargers, I think, their games on average have the lowest play volume of any team.
And
in
they've
the
yet to
NFL.
allow a rushing touchdown.
Yet to allow a rushing touchdown. 3 interior offensive line injuries for the Broncos.
Royce Freeman back.
Royce Freeman back. So this is the week Philip Lindsay scores 2 goal line touchdowns, obviously. But I'm trying to get as far away from Lindsay, I think, this week as I can.
Tim, who would you pick of those 4?
I definitely would take Reddick, and I think I would take Reddick and Lindsay.
Okay, so take the running. You always just lean running backs, don't you?
Not always, but as a rule.
All right, Scott asks, if you have the time, we do have the time for you, Scott, especially if you hit the like button. Trey Burton or Jack Doyle this week?
Burton.
I like
sure.
Doyle in DFS, but I think in season long, probably just go with Burton.
See, I'm going to go with Burton too, but I actually disagree. I think I'd prefer Doyle in season long over DFS because he's never going to hit his ceiling if he runs around, and you need him to hit his ceiling to win one of these giant tournaments. Cash game Doyle's fine.
Is he a cash game? I mean, the Titans have been the best defense against tight ends.
Yeah,
I don't think
the Colts have 9 tight ends.
I know.
They only have tight ends.
I would say that I value a defense who's clearly going to, or an offense that's clearly going to utilize their tight end over a defense that has defended tight ends well, which is sort of a capricious stat.
I guess so, but like Burton's not a volume player whatsoever.
No.
You need him to score a touchdown, and Minnesota's been horrible against tight ends throughout the season. But Doyle, you expect to pencil in for like 6 to 10 targets. Easy catches, pick up 5 catches, 50 yards like as a base, then you're good to go. There's your 10 points.
Yeah.
It's not great, but
The Colts are no Seahawks when it comes to being a tight end team, but
it was an Ed Dixon week. We can never get it right.
They're exact. That's the point. That's the point.
Well, the point was also too that I think combined Vanette and Dixon had 2
catches. 2 catches? Yes. That Nick Vanette has had 1 catch or fewer in more than half his games.
Are Seahawks tight ends the thing that triggers you most about this season?
I think just the Seahawks in general.
Like the Seahawks.
You know what? I like watching them too. It's sort of like Eagles running backs.
Lockett caught that ball.
He didn't. He didn't catch a touchdown. That's all I care about. No, I think that and like Eagles running backs where it frustrates me to no end that people think they have fantasy value.
I have a hot tip on Eagles running backs.
Interesting.
Don't own any.
That's a good one.
And just let other people try to figure it out.
Exactly. But where I respect Doug Peterson's real life mentality of doing what you should do with an NFL franchise, I will also give Pete Carroll credit. Utilizing all the skill position players you can and keeping them fresh and just rolling them out in waves is probably the good way to go.
Bill asks, Amare or T.Y. Hilton in a DraftKings GPP this week? I'd play T.Y.
In a GPP, I would also put T.Y.
Amare is projected to be the highest owned receiver this week.
That does not shock me.
Does that turn out well ever?
Not usually. Look, I can't argue that in a vacuum, I think he's a good play, but I agree with you. If he's going to be the highest owned GPP wide receiver, doesn't seem like a great mix.
I broke this down on, I guess it was Saturday show. I filmed it on Friday. I started releasing it on Saturday, the DraftKings ownership. I did it with Ulrich. And the big thing that I came away with, there's a whole bunch of receivers in that area that are going to be super highly owned.
Yeah.
So, like, Galladay's going to be super high owned. Cooper, there's another one who's right in there, too.
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis. So, if you want to find, like, the real pivots, Hilton's going to carry ownership, too. It's a nice matchup against the Titans. He's going to exploit Malcolm Butler. But, like, Calvin Ridley's right there.
Yeah.
And if we think that Dallas can do an adequate job of limiting Julio Jones.
This is probably like a Bengals-Falcons script.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then what games has Calvin Ridley gone off this year? It's when the defense really makes an effort to limit Julio Jones, and Ridley's just flying down the field. So I actually think he's a really respectable pivot play. And Alshon Jeffrey, who everyone wants a piece of that Saints-Eagles game.
Yeah, they're not
no one's using
Alshon. It's very
Alshon.
strange. Me too. I have no problem using Alshon.
Tim, who would you go with?
That's a very good question. But in the end, I think I'd be hanging with Mr. Cooper on my team.
Really? Well, you get the price discount.
Look, again, I cannot sit here and make an argument that he's not a good play, because he is. It's just the ownership scares me a little bit.
Dallas stack is tough.
It is tough, but you can do a mini stack and you just put Dak and Cooper together.
No, I don't think you want to do that. I think if you play Dak, I think you want to play him by himself. Because if Dak's going to hit his peak, it's rushing touchdowns.
It's true.
It's like you can't play Dak with Elliott because they do 2 separate things. That would be in order to get to the top of GPP.
Sure.
Like, you can play both of them together. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like if you really want to maximize the output of your lineup.
Yeah, you need Dak to score 2 rushing touchdowns, essentially.
Lamar Jackson, sleeper QB. Don't think anyone's sleeping on Lamar. Everyone's fired. It's a lot like the Johnny Manziel situation.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's almost identical, where you see where all the upside comes in. You see how he can score fantasy points, and he's so cheap. Everyone's gung ho to play him.
Yeah. I was trying to think.
Get it. I kind of want to play him too.
I worry about the RG3 packages, although I would say, generally speaking, I feel like when we worry about these, this player has a special set of plays, we're going to utilize him in that way. If Lamar's playing well, Lamar's going to stay in the game and continue to pass the football. It's fine. I think where, not that I was ever really into Alex Collins this week, but I could see myself getting a little
I like Alex
exposure.
Collins, actually.
I'm a little worried now.
Why?
I just feel like where the one area that I thought Alex Collins I could trust was that he now does have the goal line monopoly.
If they just sprinkle it, for all we know, Ty Montgomery's their new goal line back.
Fair, but even the presence of that, like this is not someone who's ever really gotten a high volume of carries this season. I think he's gone over 13 carries twice. He's not really utilized in the passing game at all. It was just that he had a 10-1 touch advantage the last 4 weeks over Buck Allen, and now the starting quarterback is someone who also has 8 goal line carries this season.
Sure, but those are specific packages
Sure,
to bring. And
fair.
I'm not going to say that Lamar Jackson's not going to get goal line.
But I think
work.
there's a little Cam Newton factor here.
But there is. But I do think that you can see, just to take the pressure off Lamar Jackson,
that they do try to run the ball
just-
football more.
just
Sure.
run it 20 times with Alex Collins.
And look, you could try, now you do have, read option stuff opens up, which, not the most consistent version of football, but when those plays break, they break big. Like Collins could have a big day. I'm just saying,
And it's against the worst defense in the league.
I'm not fading him, but I would prefer Collins with Flacco behind center this week.
Am I crazy for pivoting to Cole Beasley from the Uber Chalk Amari Cooper? I would pivot to Michael Gallup.
Yeah, Beasley's just not a high enough ceiling play.
And he'll hit it twice a year.
Yeah.
But with Gallup's playing more snaps than Amari Cooper right now anyway, even through the 2 weeks that Cooper's been there. And he's a big play guy.
Yeah.
That's what I think you'd be looking for.
I think at most you're looking at Cole Beasley getting like a 20% volume share in this offense, and that's going to be a low leverage volume share. So it's just not a GPP play.
All right, let's go into overtime here because we got some likes. We could still use more likes, please. PPR, Hines, Bibbs, or Royce Freeman? I think I just rolled the dice on Freeman.
Yeah.
Those other two guys don't do anything.
I mean, he's going to be the one who would get a goal line carry.
Yeah,
under
I
those
agree.
circumstances.
John Brown or Alex Collins? I
think in that
Alex
situation,
Collins.
I play Alex Collins. Yeah.
JB.
You play John Brown?
Yeah. Well, I've been told a quarterback, it doesn't matter for this kind of stuff. So John Brown is the play.
Who told you that?
I was following it on Twitter. It was like quite a electric thing in DFS Twitter this week, because that quarterback has no effect on receiver values each week in DFS.
Kind of want to mute DFS Twitter. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Getting real tired of it.
Especially when it devolves into this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Most of these people have kids. Go hang out with your kids.
need to fill wide receiver 2 and flex standard scoring. Mixon, John Brown, Sutton, and Shepard. Mixon for sure.
Yep.
And the wide receiver for me, I guess, would be Sterling Shepard. Maybe John Brown. John Brown. I'll go John Brown. For standard scoring?
I like Shepard's
Yeah,
spot this week a lot.
I agree with you.
You know what? Give me Shepard.
Shepard?
Yeah.
The one caveat to Brown is I don't think he has a floor, and his floor was never great to begin with. But if Lamar Jackson starts doing those Russell Wilson things where he runs circles in the backfield,
Sure.
and then just like
chucks it 60
yeah,
yards.
10 seconds later, like no one's being covered anymore, John Brown's going to be standing 60 yards down the field. You just hope Lamar can have the arm strength to get it there. He's no Joe Flacco.
Not quite. So he's not elite, is what you're saying.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. Last one, flex spot, standard league, Royce, Kiki, or Maurice Harris. I think I played Maurice Harris.
Yeah. Look, he at least showed that he has a floor last week. His
This is
floor
standard scoring, though.
I'm going to play Freeman. I think the Broncos keep it super close, so I'm going to play Freeman.
I just feel like of the three, he's the one who I could rely on to have the biggest role. I mean, if you just break it down through the wide receivers, I'd much rather have him over Kiki this week. And yeah, I'm Royce. I'm scared of Phillip Lindsay, but it's not because I think Royce Freeman's going to have a great week set in stone. I would just go with Mo Harris.
Sure. All right, we're going to be taking more questions around the 11 o'clock hour, so save them for yourselves, and then we'll go over the rules of the chat. Very good last week, I must say. People really followed the rules. But the last one, Tim, this one's just for you.
I saw it.
Half-point PPR, do you take a Peacock or Doug the Pug?
Ban that person.
I don't know. I like that one. That's a good one.
You know why you take the Peacock? Because Doug would be too busy thinking up amazing puns after he made one catch. He'd be on the
Doug
bench.
is
He just
extra. I've been told.
Doug, I was watching, we were just watching TV. Have you watched the show Bodyguard on Netflix yet?
I've watched some of it. Yeah.
My wife and I watched the first 2 episodes last night. Rob Stark.
Yeah, I was gonna say
coming through.
King of the North.
Yeah, Rob Stark's he's a bit weird. I saw him in this one. There was the fake Black Mirror show, Electric Dreams. He's in the first episode of that. Yeah, it's not that great.
Yeah.
But Bodyguard's quite good. And we were just, because I'm on my phone the entire time while I'm watching it anyway. Instagram story, Doug is at like the Ritz-Carlton in Lake Tahoe getting like face massages. Doug is living everyone's best life.
He's doing it for us.
He
which
was
is
in
what I
People
appreciate.
magazine this week. He's on a calendar.
He's not even a People.
He's on a calendar behind. He officiated a wedding. That's
Think
why.
about that though. He's not
I was
even
going
a
to say,
People.
how dare they put him in People magazine when he isn't a person?
He's more of a person than you are, pal.
just a spoiled elitist
I bet
dog.
Doug owns more than one plate and one knife and one fork.
That's probably
He
true.
doesn't have hands.
Maybe. All right, first game. Cincinnati. Should we go over the actives and inactives?
Yeah,
probably do that,
that's
right?
probably
Yeah.
a good idea.
All right, so guys that are playing this week, Freeman and James Conner are going to play. Donta Foreman will not be back. Darren Sproles will miss the game. Chris Thompson and Ronald Jones are all out at running back. At receiver, it's all sort of across the board the same as Friday, but Sammy Watkins doesn't look like he's going to play on Monday night.
No.
I've taken him out of my rankings, which you can find in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. God knows if you follow me on Twitter, you get overwhelmed by the amount of tweets that I send out with links. So just click on those. You can find them. So Watkins is out. I moved up Chris Conley. I moved up to Marcus Robinson. AJ Green not going to play. Crowder, Martavis Bryant, Josh Malone, Chad Williams, Torrey Smith, Jordy Nelson, Mav Jones, and Tywan Taylor all out. Kiki Cutie, Stephen Diggs, Chris Godwin, and Mohamed Sanu all look like they're going to play this week. Obviously, Joe Flacco not playing. Lamar Jackson starting for the Ravens. And at tight end, Eric Swoop and Michael Roberts are out. Watch yourself. Lot of adjustment to go on in your fantasy team this week, I think, because of those two guys.
Just the biggest names.
So first game, Cincinnati at Baltimore. We didn't have a spread on this when we talked about it on the spread show because we didn't know who was playing quarterback. Now we know it's going to be Lamar Jackson. The Ravens are 6.5-point favorites. Still lean Baltimore. I feel like this is a no bet game for me. The over-under is 44. What do you make of the split? I know we kind of just briefly talked about this. People are really gung-ho to play Lamar Jackson on DraftKings this week or stream him through their lineups. I think there's an excitement level that comes along with him, but I'm just going to be throwing this out here. We watch football every week with a weirdly enthusiastic Ravens fan. Not many.
Well, enthusiastic for him.
For him.
Let's
as a
say
person
that his
who's
bar is rather
as
low
a person
for
who's
excitement.
constantly sad about everything, the Ravens give him a little bit of joy.
The greatest joy in Jamie's life that's not Ravens related is when he gets a real good burn in on the CBC Twitter account.
That is true. Or claim that The Good Doctor is Tim's favorite show, which it is.
It is, yeah.
That's one thing. And then tweets at Tim or other friends that he loves The Good Doctor. Can he get a shout out? Either way, he hates Lamar Jackson. He thinks he sucks. He's like, every time he's in the game, he's awful.
Well, let's just the evidence we have of him throwing in game, and I'm not including Louisville. I'm just saying, as an NFL quarterback throwing in game, has not looked fantastic. Not that he's been given a great deal of opportunity to do so, but there are question marks here. And I would think that let's say this was a different week where people were having a hard time finding a value quarterback. I could understand wanting to dip below $5,000 for a QB, but there's so many guys under 5.5 who you could play. If he's going to be not a public play, because I don't think it's going to get to the level where he's like more than 7-8%, but still, I just think there are better options, safer options at quarterback.
Like Dak is what, $300 more?
$400
He's
more?
53.
Is he 4.7 or is he 4.8? Yeah, $400 to $500 more. I mean, Eli's in a good spot. I would say I have a similar level of confidence. Honestly, I have a similar level of confidence in Eli.
Yeah, I can see that. The one great thing about Lamar Jackson is you get that baked-in floor for rushing.
Yes.
So I think floor-wise, he's better than Eli in that sense.
Sure.
But things can go horribly wrong. Tim, you made a good point when we were talking about this before that you don't hate Cincinnati's defense. Well, they suck. It could be a good spot.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I feel. I mean, I'm still skeptical about how many snaps Jackson will actually play. I think it'll be a bigger split between him and Griffin than. I mean, that seems to be what the reports are. It doesn't look like he's not going to have every snap, right? So, I mean, I think the Bengals will just have him off balance. Bengals front eight is still really quite good. So, I think there will be some challenges in this game for Baltimore to move the ball.
To be fair, though, I will point this out because I haven't seen anything that definitively said if RG3 is on the field, that means Lamar Jackson is off the field.
Oh,
I agree.
2 QB set.
They have talked about using 2 QB sets. So maybe he's not the primary quarterback under center, but he could actually have more fantasy value in this offense if he's split out somewhere else. Someone else.
Someone else is always a good option. I like that you were fair about it.
Yeah.
You always want to be fair.
Always want to be fair. I had to mute a couple people on Twitter.
Oh, did
Would you say the lines are subject to change in this game?
I would say that the odds and lines are subject to change. See the website for actual odds. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So, wide receivers for the Ravens. John Brown only? Do you want to play Crabtree?
Not really, no.
Collins in the backfield?
Collins is fine. Again, I'm a little scared off. Just a little bit, but...
Cincinnati must starts. Like guys that you're, of course, starting. Boyd and Mixon. Mm-hmm. Probably don't want to play Dalton against Baltimore's defense. Although he lit them last time on the Thursday
Yeah,
night game.
that was mostly AJ Green adjacent though.
Do you worry about Boyd without AJ Green? Do you think this is a real thing?
Look, I think,
or is it one game he has had a bad game?
I think he's better when AJ Green's there, and I think this is a bad matchup for all wide receivers, not just Tyler Boyd specifically. But if you're in a season-long league, you're not sitting a guy who's, again, has the capacity to get double-digit targets in this game, and probably will. So,
And Ross is going to go, so I think Ross is not a terrible play.
Yeah, Ross isn't a must start though.
No, he's not a must start. No.
I have a league where I have to flex John Ross this week. Like, he's not a desperation
So
play,
you
but
prefer John Ross over Alex Erickson, who has great fundamentals and really knows the playbook.
very fundamentally sound. I'm sure he's not just but like an intimate knowledge of the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could probably write his own playbook. Maybe a coach. Probably a coach's son.
Probably a coach's son.
Yeah.
You're probably right about
Okay.
that. Uzma, who's been just disastrous.
Yeah.
If you had to, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
And if if you're missing Michael Roberts,
I hate Uzama. He has never done anything. Stop playing him. He's unplayable in all formats. In a 3 tight end league, he's unplayable. He's the worst. He's like Cook bad.
Ooh, strong words.
that is pretty strong. I don't know about
I'm
that.
tired of playing him every week and getting nothing out of him.
Well, then don't play him. Why are you playing him every week then?
Because I don't know any better.
That's fair. Panthers at Lions. This line has not moved throughout the course of the week. It is still home dogs +4 Detroit. Tim, this is one of your favorite bets on the board, isn't it?
It is. If this game is the equivalent of Vegas throwing a hook in the water and fishing people in, as everybody bets on the Panthers.
And that is what's happening right now. Just looking at it, 71% of the cash, 85% of the tickets, 73% of the picks on the Lions. Generally speaking, that would lead to line movement. No line movement. It made me take Carolina out of I played in a mini super contest. I originally had Carolina slated to be in because I really do like Carolina in this game.
Yeah.
But the confidence I have in the -4 isn't there. I'm going to feel like an idiot when they win by 35. But
the extra point is what makes it to me. I think the Panthers can win it by 3. That extra point to me is enough to really love Detroit here.
It's just like you said, the line non-movement is very strange, but I'm with you. I think there's not a single reason for me to think that Carolina isn't a better team than Detroit at this point, especially
Because they're
considering
not that great. They've won a ton of fluky games. When they play good teams, they get waxed. When they play middle-of-the-road teams, they eke out wins. They should have lost to Philly. They should have lost to the Giants. They should have lost to the Cowboys.
Okay, but who was Detroit beaten? Detroit lost to the Jets. Detroit's last win came against the Dolphins.
Detroit is a bad team, but the Panthers are...
Detroit can only beat teams in the AFC or NFC East.
Like I said, the reason was, neutral field, Vegas is saying this would be a 7-point game. I do not believe Carolina is 7 points better than Detroit. I think that's kind of silly.
That's fair. I'm with you. You are correct. This is a game that Vegas wants you to put money on Carolina. And for that reason, much like Pat is saying, for me, it's more of a stay away than me liking to bet Detroit here.
Well, here's a hot DraftKings tip for people this week. Anytime Cam is not going to be a high-owned quarterback and he's going against a really crappy defense, play Cam. Just play him.
Seems like good logic.
I have projected 6% ownership.
Snow in Detroit. How will that affect a dome field, Pat?
I'll phone into my Detroit correspondent, Phil Perkins, who's on the scene this week. He will not be watching football with us. He drove to Detroit to watch the game. Biggest Cam fan in the world.
Does love Cam. That's
he
true.
loves the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of making the trek to Charlotte this year, he made the quicker trek to Detroit.
I think I'd rather go to Charlotte.
I think I'd rather go to Charlotte too. I went to Detroit last year for a game. Ford Field, kind of nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's
shockingly nice.
Charlotte's a fun city.
What's that?
We liked Charlotte. That's a nice city.
I did. I wasn't bad mouthing Charlotte. I was all about the epicenter. That's where you wanted to be, was the epicenter. At least that's what people were telling me.
Right.
In Charlotte. Yes. So Cam, McCaffrey, Olsen, all plays at their positions.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Moore without Torrey Smith?
Nah.
I think when we look at the bottom of the wide receivers this week, so we scroll down and we get into that area where it's hard to pay down at receiver.
Yeah.
Because there's no real good $4,000. I like Maurice Harris at 45, and everyone's off of him.
I like Tyrell Williams.
But everyone's playing Traquan.
Yeah.
Because it's Traquan's season. And that's a game that you want exposure to. He's the cheap piece of that game. John Ross is someone who's still going to carry ownership a little bit as well. But DJ Moore's right there, $4,200. Aguilar's getting 8% ownership.
Yeah, This is not the week. Not the week to own Nelson Aguilar.
Hump Daddy is the play.
You're always about Hump Daddy.
He's because he's really good.
It was right last week.
What?
Right every week with him.
What a Hump Daddy week it was last week, Tim.
He's the James. Well, he's the James White of receivers. He's good every week, and no one wants to admit it.
Do
He
you
is
know
certainly
what he
the
did
White
last
of
week?
receivers.
He scored 7 DraftKings points last week, Tim.
Yeah, in a game where his team scored 3 points. That's how good he is. That even in a game where his team can't score points, he's still getting you 7 DraftKings points. The man's got the highest floor in the league.
Highest floor in the league.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a hot take. I don't actually believe that, but he's got the highest floor of any Buccaneer. I'll say that.
I mean, the Fitzmagic has the highest floor of anyone. The guy's great
No.
every week.
Because his floor is minus points.
It's not. He scores like 20-something
Yeah,
points every
it's,
week.
it's really not.
What did he score last week when they scored 3 points?
I think he still got to because he threw for 450 yards
Yeah.
somehow. I think he still got to 19 DK points.
I like Fitzmagic again this week. Gotta like the Fitzmagic. Yeah, he scored
I
19.
don't-
He
I
scored
don't
19.
hate it.
He scored 19.7 points last week.
Amazing.
He's great. So in that area, like DJ Moore is someone that I can see as a pivot play. Michael Gallup is someone if you want to pay
Yeah.
down a little bit. People are going to like LaFell and Seth Roberts because they're so cheap. But Patrick Peterson covers one of those guys. And that's not probably
And it's
LaFell,
Probably going to be LaFell, yeah.
which is not great
No.
news for LaFell. As someone who's not good to begin with.
Yeah, as someone who I'm not 100% sure his hips move. Problem.
You think much like Doug Martin, he has osteoporosis?
Very possible.
Other side of the ball. Are you going to eat the Kenny Golladay chalk? How about the Theo Riddick chalk? I'll eat the Theo Riddick chalk.
Is Riddick going to be chalk, do you think?
I think so, because he's out of all the paid down running backs that you have him. Like Deion Lewis is going to be like 25% of him,
Yes.
but he's even more expensive. Theo Riddick's only 4,000. Peyton Barber, I like, is 3,500.
Yeah.
Just because of those savings. People are using Josh Adams, which I think is crazy.
Not
but
great. Again.
like
Don't-
you're just
don't
hoping
use
he
Eagles
scores 3
running backs.
touchdowns somehow.
Yeah, but Josh Adams is a good player.
He gets 5 touches a game.
I know. That's
a
the
fine
problem.
player,
He
though.
ought to get more touches. He's a
a
lovely
fine
player.
player.
He doesn't get opportunities. In this Detroit game, because he's so cheap, Stafford is a wonderful player. The Panthers, by DVOA, have a bad defense.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, who are you playing Stafford over? Like, if you're going to allocate the $5,400 it takes to play Matt Stafford, why wouldn't you play Mariota for $55?
Because Stafford's a better quarterback at home against, in some ways, as bad a defense as Mariota is facing. And I think because everyone will have Marcus, I'd rather have
No
Stafford.
one's playing Marcus
Yeah,
Mariota. Everyone's playing Dak Prescott.
Also, generally speaking, don't worry about
Quarterback
ownership for quarterback.
Yeah, it gets like the problem is I don't necessarily disagree with you, although he's been horrible and that line has been horrible. Is Stafford's 54? You could pay down for Dak at 52. I think that's a better play. You can pay up for Mariota at 55. You could pay up for $200 more and get Fitzpatrick. You could pay $300 more and get Deshaun Watson, or just pay $5,900 and get Andrew Luck, who's great every week.
Yep.
And then you don't have to worry about Matt Stafford being terrible and not throwing.
I actually don't mind that Luck play whatsoever.
Well,
And I mean, that's fine. Let's move on. I'll postpone that point till later.
And again, I think Stafford too. The Lions, the last 5 weeks, have gone from a team that was among the top 5 in football in pass ratio to one that's really more middle of the pack. They're only throwing the ball about 56, 57% of the time. That's not enough volume for a team that's already exceedingly slow on offense. Like we're talking about Matt Stafford maybe getting at most, unless they get down very quickly in this game, which you do not believe happens, like 32 attempts, 33 attempts.
Yeah, I have Theo Riddick projected for 7% ownership.
Okay.
Right now. Carry on around the same. So Carry on and Riddick are going to be on the field at the same time. Galladay is projected like 19%. Do you want to eat the chalk with Galladay?
I do think with just the way running back is structured, you find yourself in a position, unless like you said, you want to go super low at these positions and start using the Peyton Barbers of the world. I just think that tier of wide receiver that we talked about, I think you have to use somebody.
TJ Jones, 3,300, probably starting on the outside. Tim, you know he's a lovely player. You almost cursed his...
I've always liked TJ Jones.
You cursed his poor career last year. You said he's going to have a breakout, and then he got injured 3 plays later.
He has the potential to be a breakout player. He's more of a special teams wizard.
Did you know he has a kid with Teresa from the Challenge?
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
That's why Teresa's no longer on the Challenge.
There we go.
She can't be hooking up with CT anymore, or Wes, or Kenny. She's hooking up with TJ Jones. Probably a bit more stable financially than those guys, I think.
I don't know.
He plays in the NFL. How much money is CTE making a year?
And he got a world-class education.
Sure, it's not like she's hooking up with bananas.
Yeah, Bananas got the money.
That's the
He's got the
money.
bananas.
Exactly.
Money. That's where you want to be at. Next game, we have Dallas and Atlanta. Deion Jones will not return for the Falcons on defense. Like I mentioned, I think the pivot play in this game is Calvin Ridley. Like, how good has Dallas been at shutting down wide receiver ones all year? Good.
Very good. By Pro Football Focus, Byron Jones, the best cornerback in football.
So if you think that they can limit, it's not like Julio's not going to do anything. You still play Julio.
Yeah.
I think he's a great DraftKings play because of the price. But Calvin Ridley is that guy in the middle of the Gallaudays, in the middle of the Amari Coopers, that is just going to come in with 1% ownership. And he's such a smash guy that, yeah, he could get 0. He's not a trustworthy player. But when he goes off, he goes nuts. He's kind of like Deshaun Jackson.
Sure.
Deshaun was good.
Sure. He is a boomer bust play by the definition of boomer bust.
And this is when you want to get him. You don't want to get chalk Calvin Ridley.
No.
You want to get low-owned Calvin Ridley, and he becomes a difference maker.
I could get behind that. I was telling you before the show, I also kind of like Falcons defense. I think a lot of people are going to be playing Dak. I don't think anyone's going to want to own this defense. When we look at teams that could possibly just have a big week defensively, yes, the Cowboys don't exactly turn the ball over a ton. They do run the football a lot.
2,400 for Falcons D.
Yeah.
Bucks D's 2,200. I'd rather play Bucks D. Better pass rush, playing Eli.
I guess. Look, it's similar principle. The offensive line is just terrible for the team they're facing. But I do think the Falcons have very little problem getting to Dak today. Now, Dak has got a little bit more escapability than Eli Manning. I would agree with that. Sure, look, I think you could play either. I think with where running backs are, I'm looking to save money anywhere I possibly can, and that's going to involve paying down at quarterback and paying down at defense. I'm not touching a defense that's more expensive than $3,000 this week. Not that there's that many on the board, but just not where I want to be spending.
It's hard to finish your build if you're going to pay for like the Cardinals.
Yeah.
You're leaving $1,000 on the table that you could spend at a different position.
Yeah.
I got to say, I think Elliott is a bit of a discount this week. I thought he'd be the number one most expensive running back in football, and he isn't. And therefore, I know he's pricey, and you got to commit to him. I actually think there is a little bit of value in his price.
I tend to agree, but the problem is everyone agrees with you. I'm using Elliott this week.
Again, do you think what would Elliott's ownership be in your estimation?
19% is what I have him projected for.
And
Barkley's going to be more owned.
And that's the thing. I just think it's
David Johnson,
going to be so
David
spread
Johnson
out between
is
the 7.
David Johnson's going to approach, like the most common builds you're going to see this week, people usually will put a running back in their flex, are going to be Barkley, David Johnson, Dion Lewis, or Elliott, David Johnson, Dion Lewis.
Yep.
That's the build.
Yeah.
Which is why I love James Conner this week.
James Conner's still going to carry like 15, 16%.
Joe
Mixon and McCaffrey are the two guys no one's going to own.
Why? Yeah, that's interesting to me too. Is I've seen a lot of that where people are down on McCaffrey this week. I don't understand what he's done to make them down, or what the Detroit Lions defense has done to prove they can stop a running back.
That's usually the primo spot to not use David Johnson, just use Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
that's generally how this stuff works. When everyone's all in on the one guy, and you have presumably a guy who's been better all season, it might have the better matchup. I don't know if it's a better matchup, but a more competent offense.
Look, all of these guys have fantastic matchups, and that's what makes this so interesting. There's not really anyone you can necessarily rule out. But I wouldn't say that Melvin Gordon doesn't deserve to be the top price running back this week, though. He's essentially just been 90% Todd Gurley all season long.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon's great. But 3.5 is the line in this game now. I still like the Falcons here. Tim, you like the Falcons. Do you like the Falcons?
I like the Falcons a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
I like them less at the extra hook, I got to say.
I did pay. I took them minus 130 to just.
It's a game I'm not playing because I said. So I picked the Falcons, but I'm not playing it in any way, shape, or form like betting it because I think it's going to finish right at the number, right on the number. Like I don't have a ton of confidence in it.
More money is on. I think a lot of people are doing what you're doing just by looking at the amount of cash that's on each side.
Yeah.
More cash is on the Falcons, but more people have taken Dallas against the spread, which means people are betting the money line.
Yeah.
So it's about 50-50 the way this is coming now. So that's exactly how Vegas wants it. Cooper, obviously going to be super chalky in this game. I don't hate him for cash, but if you give me a spot to fade Amari Cooper at 28% ownership, I'll do it.
Sure. But in a season-long setting, you're 100% playing Amari.
But if
He's
you
a lock.
the pivot may not be like, I think Ridley is a very nice pivot on the other side of the ball in this game. Or if you want to take a flyer, play Michael Gallup.
No, I agree. It can't be Beasley. There's just not a high enough ceiling attached to his name. They don't let you bring bees in the end zone.
Texans at Redskins. This line has stayed. At -3 all week. It's 41.5, one of the lowest scoring games of the week. I still love Hopkins. I know
It's a great spot.
QT's going to be back. He's under $8,000 again.
Yeah.
Why is he under $8,000? Why is he ever under $8,000?
I don't know. I can't answer these questions.
But
It's a Josh Norman factor, even though that shouldn't be a thing. I'm sure that's the rationale.
I tend to agree, but and I don't believe that Josh Norman's a guy. DeAndre Hopkins lights up everybody. It doesn't matter who he's going up against.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. Like you mentioned, all these top running backs are in such smash spots that it feels like you need two of them in your lineup, which means you can't afford DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I've gone the other way. I used Elliott and I paid up for Hopkins, and I punted the other two running backs, which I feel just garbage about.
Yeah.
In my main lineup. So we'll see how that works out. Probably poorly, because I do very poorly at this. But just Hopkins and Watson, sneaky stack.
Sure. Because again, people are going to be looking to pay less than 5.5 for a quarterback. So I even, like you said with Andrew Luck, where so many people are stacking the Titans side of that game, that maybe just take the consistently better offense for only $400.
And the ones that pass 50 times a game.
Yeah.
I think it's very dangerous to stack the Texans because they have had several games this year where their offense has been sputtering to poor. And this does seem like another one of those games like they played against the Bills or against the Cowboys or against the Titans or even the Jags, where they just couldn't get much going. Or 2 weeks ago against the Broncos, for heaven's sakes. This team scores under 20 points as often as it scores 20 points. Like, it's just not a high-octane offense. And the Redskins are precisely the type of team that has to dedicate themselves to the run. Without those offensive linemen, the only way to slow down the pass rush of the Texans is to run at them. So it's going to be a very slow-paced game. I fit Washington to really, really try to chew the clock up, which is why I think Peterson just on volume is an AP week. I think he can't possibly have fewer than 20 touches in this game if he's healthy. I just think that this could be a game where you look up and the Texans scored 17 points and you wonder how did that happen? It's just because they didn't have the possessions to make something happen.
The problem is Houston's run defense is exceptionally good, and the pass rush is going to be good. So you think they'll be able to penetrate that offensive line. Now, if Tim says it's an AP week, he tends to be right about these things. It's generally an AP week. But I think if the Texans, you're going to play Watson and Hopkins are just the two. Like, you can leave Lamar Miller on your bench if you want to, if you got better options. No faith in like a banged up Kiki or Demaryius Thomas in the spot. Like, even just going back and looking at the game logs for Deshaun Watson, even in like the crappiest one he played was the Bills game. He scored 8 points. Other than that, he scored over 30 points 3 times. He got up to 35. He scored over 20 points in, 6 of 9 games.
Well, he had a stretch where I think he had 3 or 4 consecutive games where he threw for 300 yards and also had 40 yards rushing. Like, these are numbers that really only Cam can accomplish outside of Deshaun Watson. I mean, we talk about it all the time with Cam. There's just a level of floor. You're essentially getting an extra touchdown pass every single game.
And that's what this all.
Mitchell Trubisky is that quarterback now.
You're absolutely right, actually.
He is.
Trubisky, you can factor into that too. So when you think about Cam, Watson, and Trubisky, not only do they have the better floors, is that when they go off, they score more than any other quarterback. That's what makes them such good GPP plays, and no one's playing Watson.
Yeah.
And you can stack him with Hopkins because Hopkins is going to get 39 targets. Because why would you throw to anyone else when you have DeAndre Hopkins? Redskins side, Maurice Harris over Doxson?
Yeah.
Tim, you want to play
No,
Jordan?
I'm still going Doxson. I think. I mean, you saw again last week when they needed something. Doxson's the guy they went to.
Yeah, but if he doesn't score a touchdown, he's like a 0.
Yeah, but I think
and
that's
even
true
if he
of
scores
every
a touchdown, it's like 8 points.
I don't think there's
that's
anyone
true
in
of
this
every Redskins pass
receiving core,
catcher,
though, who's like a must play.
Yeah, no one's a must play.
They're just going to spread
I
like
think Peterson is because of the volume.
in the receiving core, Tim.
Touches. Yeah, in the receiving core, there's no must plays.
Yeah,
I don't think Peterson's a must play. You could have better options than Peterson.
There's like 5 running backs in football who touch the ball as often as he does. If you believe in the numbers game, then he's a guy you plug and play every week without thinking.
No. I don't know
That's
about that. Like, is he going to generate substantially more touches than Tevin Coleman? Probably not.
Probably, actually, I think.
Look, I mean, we've seen this play out last week. Well, I mean, they won, so you just look at it consistently. When they lose, he just doesn't touch the ball. So it's not as if he automatically is a lock for 20 touches a game. We've seen him come away from games with 11, 12 touches.
AJ Green's warming up.
I mean, he wasn't ruled out.
He's been,
No, he was ruled from out to doubtful.
yeah, so he's improving. But has anyone who's been ruled as doubtful played yet this year?
I don't think so.
I don't think
look,
so.
I wouldn't
But
be.
man, oh man, if he can play, they got to have him in there. This is a must-win.
Would you play AJ Green if he plays?
Yes.
If he plays, you got to play him.
Not in
He tore
DFS,
these
but in
Ravens
season long. I would.
apart. He tore them apart.
That feels like pure decoy play. I remember I did this with Randy Moss one year when he was like hurt, then came back for the Vikings, and he just stood there like a goon. And he was like triple covered the entire time. So it worked.
Look,
It would make me like Boyd more. Put it that way.
Yes.
I don't think I would play AJ.
I agree. Look, I don't think he's going to play, though. I think it's understandable that he's on the field seeing if he can play. They wouldn't be doing their due diligence if they didn't check to see if their best player could possibly take the field, but I would say I'd be very surprised if he suits up.
All right, we have to go speed round because we got waylaid by jackassery, more so by me than anyone. Pittsburgh at Jacksonville is the next game up. This is down 4.5 for the Jags. This has dropped a point. And guess where all the money is going? Straight on Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So we got some reverse line movement in this game. That's never really fun to go through. I picked the Jags to cover this. I just think the Jags have a weird mystique about them against the Steelers.
So then why isn't Bortles a must-play quarterback?
I think it's the default. We saw this last year. I mean, the playoff game, Bortles played really well. In the regular season game, the defense just ate them up. I think the Jags are a decent contrarian D. I don't have the guts to do it because they could give up 50, as we've seen. But I just think it's going to be a very sloppy game. A lot of Fournette coming in, a lot of James Conner coming in, like 24-20, something like that.
Sure.
Not like the blowout that I think a lot of people are banking on.
I think that's fair. I mean, I know a lot of people are off of Fournette this week in a DFS capacity because the thought process of the Jaguars could just get punched in the mouth early and not have the ball, not have the script to give the ball to Fournette. I think at this point he might be script proof in terms of how often he's going to touch the ball for the Jaguars. Like, he only played 52% of the snaps last week, but he touched the ball on 29 of his 39 snaps. It's crazy the volume he gets the ball. And he was involved in the passing game. So I really don't know at this point what you could knock on Fournette. Like, I don't know how big the differential of the score of this game would be where Fournette's phased out of it. I don't think that's a possibility.
See, he's someone like, unlike AP, that if they do get behind or whatever, he'll stay in the game and he will be used in passing situations. So
Sure.
Fournette's sort of like, because Fournette's, is he great? I don't know.
He's volume
He's good.
dependent. I would
He's
say
good.
more than
It's
good.
AP is good too, but they're both volume dependent backs, except
Sure.
there are situations where AP can be taken out of this game just based on whatever the score is. I don't think that's going to happen to Fournette here.
I agree.
So, Jag side, besides Fournette, any must starts? Dede and Moncrief are live. O'Shaughnessy, if you need a tight end.
Yeah, look, I would rather play O'Shaughnessy at tight end than I would play either of those two guys at wide receiver.
Well, you were thinking about pivoting off of Ricky Seals-Jones, who's
Yeah.
super uber chalky.
Yeah,
Down to O'Shaughnessy?
I do not want to pay for Ricky Seals-Jones chalk. That just seems like a bad idea. Look, it's not as if they've had a poor tight end schedule so far this season. He's had opportunities.
He's
to
running
thrive.
way more routes since Byron
He is.
Leftwich took over.
He is, and that's fair. He saw his highest target share of the season last week against the Chiefs. I understand this, but even in that setting, he still got five catches for 51?
Yeah.
And look, each week can turn around with a touchdown for a tight end. I understand that. But I've gotten to the point with this offense where the reason I was down on David Johnson and was horrendously wrong last week was I thought that team was only going to score 14 points. And they did only score 14 points. But David Johnson scores the touchdowns on that team. And if he's not going to do it, it's going to be Larry Fitzgerald, who has the highest target share in their offense in the red zone. So the likelihood of Ricky Seals-Jones getting a scrap touchdown on a team that doesn't score enough touchdowns to even feed their main two guys.
He seems like a bit of a, I get it in cash because he's so cheap, so he's a bit of a floor player.
Sure.
But O'Shaughnessy seems like he's kind of a floor player right
you
now.
know who
too.
also
And he's
had
cheaper.
5 catches for 50 yards last week? O'Shaughnessy.
James O'Shaughnessy.
And you know
the
who's
Irish cop.
horrendous against tight ends? The Steelers. I just feel like we've talked about this so often, we don't really have to get too deep into it, but paying for chalk at a value receiver or value tight end position is always the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. Pay for chalky, cheap running backs.
Yes.
That's the move.
It's like, I'm fine playing Deion Lewis this week. I understand everyone's going to do it. I'm fine doing it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
where you
he's a
save.
perfectly good play. I am not playing the value tight end that everyone thinks is going to be the nuts this week. Seems like a bad call.
Pick one receiver from the Jags. I'll go Dede like I do every week.
I'll go Moncrief again.
Tim?
I'll take Moncrief.
You don't want the Chark attack?
No, Moncrief's my guy. Picked him last week and he went off.
You're picking him again, so he's going to go off this week?
No, I don't think this. I think the Jaguars, this is a burial of the dead game for them. I think they got nothing left. And Pittsburgh's looked like the second best team in football the last couple of weeks, so I ain't picking against them.
All right.
I think it's all hands on deck for the Steelers, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think if any of the normal guys start, you would think about starting, you start them. Juju, Brown.
Oh, of course.
Ben,
Yeah.
Connor,
Of course. No one's saying to sit those guys.
Okay, but like I like them all in DFS too. Like a Steelers stack, I know it's expensive, but a mini stack is probably a good way to play it.
And no one's using it. That could be
Ben and Juju, Ben and Brown, Ben Brown and Juju. I like all of it.
I would say even just Ben and Connor if you want to go that direction.
Yeah, he's active enough.
Yep.
Yeah. Bucks Giants. This one has probably the biggest spread movement of the week. The Giants opened as 1-point favorites. They're now 3-point favorites.
I love that this is
people
the most
love
active
the
game
Giants.
of the
Tim
week.
loves the Giants every single week.
But not this week.
Chris Godwin will play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so they'll be at full strength. Fitz is starting. On the Giants side of the ball, everyone seems to be good to go. This is my super lock of the week. I like the Bucks +1. I like the Bucks +3. I actually played the money line instead. I played +130.
Sure. Look, these two teams
Are bad.
Are both horrendous. I think there's no problem taking some juice in this game. Like, why wouldn't you want the side that's just going to pay out better?
I just think they're going to win.
Yeah, they also could look. If we
They
talk about
they could also be horrible.
sure, but if we talk about the units of this game, what unit do I trust the most of the four main units of this game?
Tampa's offense.
Tampa's offense by a wide margin.
Unless
Well,
Dirk
not
Cutter's
just
calling
wide
them.
margin. Giants offense.
Yeah,
Has
Well, why was that happening last week?
I don't know. I mean, Tim, I want to look at the points per game between these two teams. I feel like there's a substantial. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe it's just like headcanon.
I believe the Giants have only scored 30 points once in the last 2 seasons. I believe.
That's pretty good. I hear that's great.
Yeah.
That's what you want to be doing.
Fantastic.
Like I picked the Buccaneers in this game too, just because I thought that the line should have been different than what it was. So I like these.
Also, short week traveling back across the country. Don't overlook that part too for the Giants.
That's true.
For a bad team, yeah, like good teams can shake that off, but a bad team can't.
Giants have scored 177 points. The Tampa Bay Bucks 232 points. It's a lot more. It's 50 points more.
Jeez.
So the offense is a lot better with Tampa Bay. Now the players, the independent players,
Are better on New York. Beckham is better than anything they got at receiver.
Beckham and Barkley are both better, but if you start going down the line after that, like Evans is still quite good. He's no Beckham, obviously. The running back, is obviously going to be on the side of the Giants, but like I'd much rather have Fitzpatrick than Eli. Like that's not even close.
Yeah.
Like
Well, one of them's going to throw the ball more than 10 yards.
Eli's such dust. And then like when you get to Djax and Godwin, Tim's buddy, Hump Daddy, and then the tight ends, much rather have OJ Howard than Evan Ingram, who's not looked great, to tell you the truth. So there's a lot you can do.
I mean, he had a pulse last week.
Great.
I'll say that much. And it's a good matchup for him. But
You want to use him?
not really, no. Again, I'm using O'Shaughnessy.
I suppose.
My boy.
OJ Howard's actually like Olsen and OJ Howard at the top of tight end because there's Ertz, then there's a big drop off, then there's 2 guys.
Sure.
Then there's everyone else. No one's using those 2 guys.
Because look, if your plan is to pay up at tight end, you're gonna pay up and you're gonna find the money to play Ertz, which is fine. Like I've got a couple lineups where I've found the money to play Ertz. But you're right, no one is looking to pay $5,000 for OJ Howard. He's gonna have a 1% ownership this week.
Yeah. Guy has huge games.
He scores huge touchdowns. That's his thing. So
Bucks D is the one I would pay down for, $2,200 if you need savings. I don't love it, but they have a decent enough pass rush playing Eli, like I mentioned. Next one, Tennessee and Indianapolis. 1.5 remains the line in this game. It was 2 earlier this week, right, Tim?
Yeah.
So people are on board with the Titans because they beat the Patriots last week.
yeah,
Like
And the Cowboys the week before.
Like, give me all the Indy here.
I'm with
I'm
you.
with you.
Look, I like stacking both sides of this game. I like Mariota this week. I like
His name
Lewis,
is
obviously.
Mariota-san.
I mean,
according to Tim?
let's not get into that.
Gary also loves Jonnu Smith because he's a touchdown machine.
Has been the last couple of weeks, I guess. But yeah, like I said before, if you're looking to stack this game, I just feel like everyone's so focused on the skill position elements of the Titans because they are cheap and because they are in, we generally have an idea how this is going to break
Yeah, it's
down.
a
Their
concentrated
volume
market share on
Very
the Titans side of the ball.
concentrated.
Like Deion Lewis plays 75% of the snaps. Corey Davis is going to have a 35% market share.
Exactly.
That sounds great.
Exactly.
But Corey Davis has a 35% market share every week.
Exactly. And like we said, at this point, if you're only having to pay $400 more to get Andrew Luck in your lineup over Marcus Mariota, who's just proven to be better time after time.
Time after time.
After time.
Thank you. Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with that. And again, I'm not saying Mariota's not a good play this week. I just think you can find the money to play Luck.
Okay, so whose game log is this, Tim? I'll throw this question out to you. Here are the DraftKings points per week. 22, 23, 22, 28, 27, 39, 13, 13, 23. Who is that?
Andrew Luck.
That is Andrew Luck. That sounds pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's not bad.
Mariota, 22, 24, 16, 7, 5, 34, 9, 3. Like, even when they're good, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be good.
Yeah, the Titans scored 34 points last week, and Mariota puts up, 3 DraftKings points? Like, come on.
Well, again, they are the antithesis of a team that just, I mean, they're the anti-Packers, essentially. When they get inside the 5, Mariota's not throwing a pass. I mean, Lewis is not going to
Unless he throws it to himself.
This is true.
Then you get the dub points.
See, Russell Wilson tried to be Marcus Mariota this week and actually ended up losing points, even in a PPR setting.
No, he was minus 9 yards. He got a...
Well, his tight ends
minus 11.
recovered.
I thought it was
only
minus 9.
But also, he loses 9 yards passing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But his tight ends recovered. Unless he has a tight end to throw to, Wilson doesn't throw.
That's true.
It's true.
Just to troll you.
It's true.
So, yeah, in season long, you play Corey Davis, you play Dion Lewis. You play Dion Lewis, and
Yeah.
what do I have as the update? I'm going to run the numbers here, see what the updated percentage is on Dion Lewis ownership. 24%.
I was thinking it might be 30, so I'm actually kind of happy.
I think you can fade it and get away with it.
Sure.
But if he goes off, you're going to need him, or you're done. You're cooked.
And as we talk, it's safer Chuck. It's much safer Chuck.
Who is, like, the thing is, who is the guy that you pivot to around him? Coleman? Pay up for Coleman?
That would be the one guy I was
AP's
sort of
there.
thinking about.
Carry on. Now we're getting, like, way more expensive. Like, people will use Mark Ingram because of that stupid game, which seems like a terrible
Yeah,
idea.
don't do that. If there's one thing that Philadelphia does pretty well when the running back is not named Ezekiel Elliott, it's stop the interior run.
Alex Collins?
Yes. Look, I'd rather play Collins than Doug Martin.
Doug the Pug? They'd be better off with Doug the Pug.
I'd rather play Richard than Collins.
I would rather play... Richard is more of a cash play.
It seems like, yeah, he is.
He has the floor.
Points.
He never scores a touchdown, ever.
No.
Is the problem. Now, maybe they use him at receiver because they have no receivers. I don't know. Hilton, obviously a start. Like anyone else, like Ebron, Doyle, tight ends thin, you play both of them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Although
sure.
Ebron plays 20% of the snaps.
Look,
He scores a touchdown.
It's scary to play Ebron, I get it, but it's scary to play most tight ends, so it's fine.
You might as well go with the guy who has 3 touchdown upside.
Like I said, we play so many games trying to figure out who's bad at covering tight ends, and then you get into this sense of like, well, have they played any tight ends? Have they played any teams that utilize their tight ends, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Just use the tight ends in an offense that time and time again is proven to be throwing to their tight ends. Andrew Luck loves tight ends.
Marlon Mack, play him.
Sure.
Eh,
Well, Mack's fine.
sure.
Derrick Henry, can't play him.
Cannot.
God, dude.
Cannot.
Wish you could
They had
sell
to play him last week when he scored.
And he's still
Even
kind
that,
of sucked.
what he had like 15 DK points last week?
On 2
Scored
touchdowns?
2 touchdowns?
Yeah, it's not great.
Jesus.
He's LeGarrette Blount. That's
Yeah,
if you just
yeah.
remove his name, he's a better handcuff than LeGarrette Blount is.
Yes.
Because he
I
would
will
take
say I'd be more scared playing Titans and Colts in this game because I can see a script where the Colts win by 25. I do not see one where Tennessee wins by that many.
I just think it's going to be a big scoring game on each side of the football.
If the Titans are down by 10, the game is concluded. The competitive part of the game is because they don't have the horses to catch up.
That's a
Whereas
lot of Dion
Indianapolis
Lewis
can
catches.
come back.
Yeah, it is.
Indy can come back from almost any deficit.
But even in that game script, I still like Mariota and I still like Dion Lewis and I still like Corey Davis just because that means they're not even going to have the inclination to run the ball in the second half. It's just going to be a whole lot.
The Titans run, fun fact, down more
Yes.
often than any team in football.
I told you that fact last week.
Okay, then I heard it from you.
they,
Fun fact. I
yeah.
heard it from you.
There you go.
So what is your favorite overexposed stat trend of the week, Tim? That Washington has not won a game in which they've trailed so far this season, or Andrew Luck hasn't been sacked in 4 games.
Also, Washington hasn't played in a game where there's been a lead change yet.
Yeah, because if they get down, they've never won.
I know.
If they get up, they've never
It's
lost.
nuts. But there hasn't even been a lead change. Like, it's not even they've had to ever come back from a game they were previously winning.
They can't. Fun fact
Yeah,
about
they can't.
Washington.
It's
They
true.
can't. Who would you have more faith in coming back from down 10, Tim? Washington or Tennessee?
Oh, boy.
I guess Tennessee because, I mean, Smith refuses to throw for over 200 yards in a game. So, and he would have to do that to come back against the Texans. Sorry.
All right, a few more here before we get to the questions. Denver at the Chargers. This line has not moved at all, -7. I still like Denver in this game. Phillip Lindsay, I think. I mean, we talked about Royce Freeman and some of these options that people were giving us. Versus not great options. You guess
Sure.
you take the touchdown upside.
There are
but-
scenarios where you're going to have to play Phillip Lindsay. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not great.
That plus 260 looks more and more enticing to me as the week goes on.
I think I'd just rather grab the 7.
I get it, but like DVOA, Denver's the 9th team in football. Like the numbers love the Broncos. It just seems like a ton of value in this spot.
I agree with you on the line.
Yeah.
I just worry about their ability to close out games.
I also think there's a team every single year that is, for whatever reason, strangely weighed by DVOA. And the Broncos really just do seem like that team. Like, they're just not competently coached.
Neither are the Chargers.
But neither are the Chargers. That's very good.
That is true. That is a good point.
And if it comes down to a tight game of who will make the right plays on special teams,
Although
I don't think the Bolts have much of a hope.
The Chargers have the worst special teams in football. Denver's like 4th worst or something. So it's
but
not
the
great on
Chargers
either
are
side.
so much worse.
Yeah, they're horrendous.
They miss extra points every week.
So you're starting Rivers. You're starting Keenan. You're probably starting Tyrell the Gazelle.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa's going to be back.
Starting Rivers this week?
I mean, yeah.
I feel like you could just.
You could.
Like, would you start Rivers or Dak?
Probably Rivers.
I think
Rivers
I'd
been good
I think I'd
every
start
week.
Dak. It's just.
There's such a floor with Rivers.
I get it. But he's almost become AFC Russell Wilson, which is fine. It's great whenever you're compared to Russell Wilson, but he's not throwing the ball a lot lately.
No, but
he has
throwing
no
touchdowns.
rushing upside. Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Actually, I would play. I have Dak one spot ahead of him in the rankings.
Yeah, I think
I would
they're-
play him over Fitzmagic. I like Fitzmagic.
Okay, fair. I think I'd play.
I have him at
Fitz.
number 12 in the quarterback rankings.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's not a must play.
No, you're probably not playing Mike Williams. You're not playing Gates, who is going to play in this game. Like I mentioned, Bosa. Does that do anything for you? Like I can't imagine he plays much.
It's probably just gonna be like third downs, I would think.
Not a pitch count, if anything. I don't think it matters.
How much do you think this offensive line, like losing your left guard and your center for the year, affects Denver and that running game?
They are one of the most interior run-based teams in football. Like they don't often run outside the tackles. It's tough. Like they were already down a tackle too. This line's really beat up.
So you start Sanders, start Sutton. I'd start Sutton.
I think I'm gonna start Sutton. I don't hate Sutton and DK this week.
He's a nice go back to Sutton kind of week.
No one wants to touch Sutton.
No, of course not. Where do I have Sutton? Sutton is I have 24, so I have one spot behind Amari Cooper. I think they're going to be passing a ton.
Yeah.
Here,
I guess you can't touch Keenum, can you?
No.
Again,
Unless
the problem,
you think the Chargers are going to win big, and then Keenum will have a ton of
Yeah, but
yards.
we've
the
already
problem
just
with-
talked about like 8 other quarterback options that are better.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
problem with
No,
Chargers
I'm with
games
you.
too is just inherently this season they've had a very, very low total.
I get it.
Total play total. It made sense.
Allow myself to introduce
myself.
myself.
I got there. I used too many words, but I got there. There just isn't generally a team that faces them and ends up with 70, 75 plays. So when it comes back to Lindsey, now we're talking about a 3 running back split. Maybe they run the ball 25 times as a team, splitting that 3 ways. It gets a little dicey. So even to take that to the quarterback, like I don't trust Keenum.
Yeah.
So
Why would you trust him?
yeah,
No, I get you.
Hierman?
Ugh,
probably not.
no, pass.
I could play Hierman. Would you play him over Uzma?
Uzama is how you say his name.
Uzma?
Every week you say it wrong. Every week I correct you, and it doesn't have any effect.
Oh, okay. Sorry there, Mr. Maliotasan. Talking about the way people pronounce names. Give your head a shake. No response to that one. Would you play O'Shaughnessy or Hierman? I'd play Hierman.
God. No, O'Shaughnessy is so good. I would play him.
Oh, don't you try to curse O'Shaughnessy. Can't be done.
Would you
I
play
don't play-
Ricky
I don't
Seals
dabble in the
Jones or
darkness.
Hierman? I play Hierman.
RSJ.
Like in a
I'm so
season
done with
long
the
or in
Raiders.
DFS?
Both.
I think in season long,
RSJ
I
is
would
a
play
great
Seals
play
Jones.
today.
Why? One game without Demarius Thomas, 10 catches. When was the last time Ricky Seals Jones had 10 catches?
Never.
Last season.
I don't even know. if
Total.
he did that. He had like 13. But 4 went for touchdowns, Pat.
That is true. That's not happening so much this year. 2 more games we got to go. Oakland Cardinals.
Ugh.
Who do you play on Oakland? Anyone? Richard?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't hate Richard.
There's
And
probably a scenario where you might have to play Doug Martin.
Never doing that. So next.
No.
That's fair.
There is one of the receivers for the Raiders will have a very good day, but good luck to you figuring out who it is.
Yeah, because if Patrick Peterson is lined up on Dwayne Harris on the outside, then LaFell could have a good game.
Sure.
Does that mean probably PP ends up on LaFell, which means Seth Roberts or Dwayne Harris has the potential for volume. But it's also Derek Carr giving him the volume, which is bad.
This is also a team that's scored.
If you could start one Raider, you should start the ground. Most targets on the team.
I mean, you could talk yourself into playing Raiders defense, I suppose. You could. Because the Cardinals are not a good team either. Like the
They're
Cardinals,
not, but they're also not a team that's...
I also think you'd have to be an insane person to talk yourself into that.
I just think there are worse options on the board.
Are there?
They are so...
Who is a worse I think I'd rather play Phillies D against New Orleans than play stupid.
Well, I
Oakland.
would too, because I think Philly's going to play pretty well.
So then who is it?
I think that Jags D is a worse play. I think Buccaneers D is a worse play.
You just said earlier that you didn't mind the Bucs D play.
Yeah, but I actually don't mind the Raiders D play.
The Raiders are awful. They don't even get a pass rush.
Yeah, but like the Cardinals suck. And like Rosen's not that good. So I think that he could throw with a couple of picks here.
Oh, yeah, Rosen not good because he's not Sam Darnold.
Again, that has no bearing on my thought process.
It seems like it has a pretty strong bearing.
I just feel like with the way their targets are distributed, especially with no Chad Williams, not that I think Chad Williams is this beacon of volume or anything, but he was kind of their deep route guy with 55 to 60% of the volume share when they do pass, which is not all that often, going to either David Johnson or Larry Fitzgerald standing less than 7 yards down the field. This is just not a team that's conducive to turning the ball over a lot.
The Raiders haven't scored more than 4. They've scored more than 4 DraftKings points once this year, and they've scored negative points 2 of the past 3 weeks. They're great, though. Thanks for playing.
It doesn't seem great.
Yeah, so David Johnson, Ricky Seals-Jones. You don't have to play Ricky Seals-Jones. Fitz over Kirk, but Kirk is a long shot play if you want one.
Yeah.
Very long shot play.
Last game of that main slate, Eagles, Saints, start everyone.
Everybody.
Except for Eagles running backs. Wentz is my quarterback.
Yeah.
Eagles stack is my stack of choice this week. Wentz,
Okay.
Ertz, Alshon.
Okay.
Love it.
Do you have any
pricey,
inclination? I mean,
is
is
the
there any
problem.
inclination to play Golden Tate?
No, not for me.
Yeah, I don't mind him actually. I mean,
What's-
this is the sort of game they brought him in to play. If they can't get him active when their season is on the line, when are they going to use him? So actually, yes, I like taking.
I'm just trying to think what a fair snap count estimation for him would be.
We set the over at 60% on the DraftKings show. Raybon took the over. Jake took the under.
I was going to say, I
think
think
he's
it's
gotta
over,
play
but I don't
over.
think it's going to be over by that much. I think it's probably like 62, 63%.
He's projected to be 13% owned in the Millionaire Maker.
That's dicey. It's dicey for a guy who's snap
get
count
it.
you don't know. Again, I like you, I wouldn't, if I'm going to stack Eagles, I wouldn't get cute with it. I wouldn't play Aguilar. I wouldn't play Golden Tate. You just play your
people
play
aren't
the guys.
owning Alshon to begin with.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
play Alshon.
Yep.
All right, you ready for this? You ready to do some questions?
Let's go.
All right, let's get into Zit Chat.
Lay out the rules first.
Okay, the rules. If you don't want to get banned for life from the chat, here's what you don't do. If you ask a question about Mark Ingram, banned for life. If you ask the same question twice, banned for life. Basically it. Just ask the start sit question. And if you say something like Jones or Brown, I'm just going to assume it is the best player at that position. So if you say Jones, I assume it's Julio Jones. If you say Brown, I assume it's Antonio Brown. That makes the most sense. So put an initial or write out the entire full name. It really helps speed this process along. Ready? Steven asks, Luck or Cam? I'll play Cam.
Cam.
Lock.
Smallwood for the big money? Obviously not.
No.
Nah.
If you had to play one Eagles running back, it would be Smallwood for me.
Sure. He's the one who
I'll
I can
play-
guarantee would be both involved in the running and passing game.
Yes.
I'll play JA.
Who?
Josh Adams.
Oh, yeah, he's terrible. Dak or Big Ben? Give me Big Ben.
Agreed.
Yep.
Dion Lewis or Tariq Cohen in standard?
Dion Lewis.
I'll take Dion Lewis.
I'm
It's
thinking
close.
Cohen.
Okay. Ouch. Oh, yeah. Also, don't answer other people's questions in the chat. That will
Someone
also-
do that? Ban
Yeah.
them.
Well, I just announced it. I'm just scrolling through now.
And they'll know you mean business by
Well,
banning
well,
them.
it's just they're clogging up the feed for the
Exactly.
questions.
They won't clog no more if you ban them.
It's clogging up the tubes.
Won't clog no more.
Kiki or DJ Moore? Give me
DJ Moore.
So close. Give me the big play of DJ
Yeah.
Moore. The upside. Quarterbacks for cash. Just hit the article. I have an article in the description. Oh, this guy says banned. People love banned for life. Like the episode if you enjoy
course they
banned
do.
for life. Kiki, Didi, John Brown, or Josh Reynolds full point PPR. I'll take John.
Josh
Brown.
Reynolds, actually.
I'm gonna
I'll take John Brown. It would be Reynolds second though.
I'm a little worried about how often they're using their tight ends the last couple of weeks, honestly. Just with, I would say Reynolds probably has a target share of like 13 to 15%, which is fine. But I don't think he steps into like Cup's red zone work. I don't think he steps into Cup's 20% plus share.
No, that's going to be a big deal for the Rams going forward.
Cardinals or Ravens D? Give me Cardinals D.
Cardinals D.
Yeah, I agree. No, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Isn't that who
I do
you're
want-
using
but I-
in draft? In your DraftKings lineup, Tim, what defense are you using this week?
I see. This happens in the morning. I start playing around with my lineups and having too much fun.
Lineups?
Right now, I have Oakland D in there.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Because I was trying to get away to get both Gordon and Kamara in my lineup, and I managed to do so.
But you
only
just
by-
told us that Zeke was the best play on the board.
Yeah, but then you said, well, everyone's going to have him. And it's like, well, I don't want to have who everybody has. This is what happens as I get like way too into my own head trying to craft a team. And I make like, it's like when the NFL playoff machine comes out and I spend an hour a day with it trying to figure out all the combinations.
That was you shared too much at the end.
Yeah, 0.5 PPR. Pick 2. Rocket Richard, Carryon Johnson, Theo Riddick, Peyton Barber. In
Riddick
half point, I'll
and
take
Johnson
Carryon and Barber. It would be Riddick over Barber.
in a full point.
But if I'm using Carryon,
That's a good point. Maybe diversify that.
not that I don't think that you could use
No,
both.
but if you're going for a little bit more ceiling, you're right. That's not a terrible way to go.
Hilton or Mack? I'll take Hilton.
Hilton.
Sutton or Watkins? Watkins probably not going to play, so play Cortland Sutton.
And Sutton's good enough where you don't even have to really wait that out. I wouldn't worry too much about missing out on Sammy Watkins.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? Let's go to the Facebook chat, see what people are saying. Oh, people have
Ban
questions.
them
Why? Why would I ban them?
in case they're not behaving. So you mean business.
What?
It's like how when you get in prison, the first thing you do is
Just
punch
ban
the
them?
meanest guy in the face
Oh,
to show
these
him
guys
your
have good
business.
questions, though. Very. Lamar Jackson or Kirk Cousins? Take Lamar Jackson.
Oh, wow. Jackson. I got to play Jackson. Bears D is just too smothering.
I kind of agree.
I'm going to still play Cousins. I
Okay.
think that the Bears defense is more effective in shutting down the run, which will just
Gotta get to these questions.
make them pass.
Christian Kirk or Traquan Smith? I'll take Smith in that shootout.
Me too.
Yeah, agreed.
Are Snead and Mark Andrews visible due to rookie QB dumping off?
I think I could see them.
I don't think they will be playing this game in incognito mode, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the question. So let's move on.
The answer is don't play those two losers.
Yeah, I think you tried to say viable, Tim.
Yeah. Tim is a ban machine. Ban Tim. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
I wish that person the best of luck in their fantasy matchups this week.
They probably don't like that. This guy. You have the power to do that? This guy says more like Garion Thorne.
Yeah,
In your face.
I've heard that one before. It's funny. I actually went to high school for 4 years. You hear these things from time to time.
People were still using that in high school?
I mean, the losers.
I guess so.
It was
got him with that one.
2000 It was 2015.
Fitz,
Not Eric.
Fitz or Trubisky. I play Trubisky.
I would also.
He's got to play
Trubisky.
Trubisky.
I
Yeah.
too would play Trubisky.
You got to play Big Mitch every week. Fitz Magic or Luck. I play Luck.
Yeah.
Luck.
Kiki or Demarius Thomas. I play Kiki. Keek da sneak.
DT.
I play DT.
Steelers D or Redskins D this week. I like the Steelers
D.
I agree.
Rosen or Lamar. I'll play Lamar.
Lamar.
Riddick or Funchess for full point PPR. I'll play Riddick.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Standard League, sit 1. Diggs, Hilton, Boyd, or Sutton. I'll sit Sutton.
Yeah, sit Sutton.
I'll sit Diggs.
Is D. Thomas good start this week?
Yeah.
Depends on your
Sure.
options, I guess.
I'm going to say no. At Andercuss. This one's for you. Trubisky or Fitzmagic?
Trubisky.
Dion Lewis or Jalen Richard PPR? Dion Lewis.
Deion Lewis.
Richard.
What? Okay.
Really?
Who I like.
All right. This guy asked the same question twice about DT, and then he asked it in all caps. You know what that means? Man for life.
See ya.
Sorry to see him go.
Yeah, I know. Oh, so many. Would you flex Cortland Sutton, Kiki Cutie, Deshaun Jackson, or Sanu? I'll go Sutton there.
Yeah, just over Sanu.
Yeah, same as Garion.
Hilton or Galladay?
Hilton.
Hilton for me.
Hilton.
Merwin Mack or, this is very creative, or most hated back. Didn't say it.
It's true.
I'll play Mark. I don't know why you would ask me. I'm going to say
Yeah.
whoever's not Ingram. I'll say Merwin
Yeah.
Mack.
Yeah, this doesn't set up well for Ingram.
Let's see. Tim, can you wish this guy's ex-girlfriend good luck with life?
I'm not involving myself in this.
Should I stash Derrick Henry or T.Y. Hilton?
Why would you stash T.Y. Hilton? He's a must-play receiver
How is
every
that
week.
a possibility?
I don't know.
Stash for what?
Ricky Seals-Jones or Secret of the Uzma?
RSJ. Uzama is unplayable. Unplayable.
I would still go Uzama there.
I'm going to go Uzama too. If he's unplayable, it's going to be a great week. Fantastic. People say, great week for Uzma. Going to be fantastic. Sutton or Richard, half point?
Sutton.
I'll go Richard there. Drop. No, I don't care about your stupid fucking kicker questions.
Ban him.
Pick 2. Anthony Miller, Josh Reynolds, DJ Moore, or Trey Songz Smith. Which I think
Reynolds and Traquan Smith.
I would say Traquan and who was the first?
Anthony Miller?
Anthony Miller.
I'll go Anthony Miller and DJ Moore. Traquan and DJ Moore for me. Chargers D or Texans D? I'll play Texans D.
Oh, man. I guess the Bolts, but I don't love either.
Yeah, I would play the Chargers.
Okay. Watson and Hopkins or Dak and Cooper? I play Watson and Hopkins. I gotta stop saying Watkins.
Yeah.
We just call them Watkins.
I know, I'm with you, Texans.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this guy says Riddick or Ingram. This guy is banned for life.
Did he mean the tight end, though?
No, because they spell their names differently. Luck or Cam today? I'll play Cam.
Cam.
Luck.
Hilton,
I already had that.
Hilton or Dion Lewis? I'll play Hilton. Just give me the upside of Hilton. Because the worst case scenario that happens with Dion Lewis is he gets all these touches, he gets these receptions, and if they get on the 1 yard line, Derrick Henry comes in and steals his touchdown. If T.Y. scored a touchdown, it's from deep. Probably.
Although he did have a 2-touchdown, 29-yard game earlier this season. Yeah. Yeah, Hilton.
Okay. Kiki or DJ Moore? I think we did that one. I'm just trying to. The chat keeps jumping on me, so it's tough for me here. Pick 2, standard league. Marlon Mack, James Conner, Fournette. I play Conner and Fournette.
I would do the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Tim, I think this one's specifically for you. Aguilar or Hump Daddy?
Hump Daddy.
I would take Adam Humphries there as well.
I agree. It's one of the few situations I would say Adam Humphries.
Standard league. AP or Derrick Henry? That's AP.
It's AP.
AP.
Mixon or Mack?
Mixon.
Julio or Odell?
Odell.
I'll take Odell.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd or John Brown? Tyler Boyd for me.
Still Boyd, yeah.
Agreed.
Pick 2, Hilton, Kenny Golladay, or Dalvin Cook? I'll take T.Y. and Dalvin Cook.
I agree with that.
I'm not playing Cook, so the other two.
Okay. Trubisky or Fitzmagic? Like Trubisky. Is this going to be finally the week where everyone's been so wishy-washy on Trubisky? Now everyone's kind of in.
Say people time. The only quarterbacks we're playing ahead of Trubisky are whom?
Cam,
Breeze,
Luck,
Watson,
Brady.
Luck, Brady. I mean, this week or in general?
This week.
I was in general I was going with, but
Wentz. Mahomes, Wentz, Breeze, Goff, Newton, Luck, Watson.
That's the list.
That's fair.
And I would play Trubisky ahead of Watson.
Any shares of Antonio Brown today on DraftKings? I don't have any, but I'm only playing 3 lineups today.
That's because it's all rigged.
Look, no one's going to be paying up for Antonio Brown.
He's a great pivot play.
Yeah, it's not so much that I don't want to use Brown. It's just that I've preferred to spend my money on running backs, but I mean, the man has scored a touchdown in 7 straight games. He's quite good at football.
Burton or Doyle in standard? I play Burton.
Burton.
Doug the Pug Martin or Peyton Barber? I play Peyton Barber.
Peyton
Barber.
Alex Collins? Oh no, this guy's answering questions. Banned for life.
Nice.
This is an interesting question, and it just kind of gets to it. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I'm down 27 points. Do I risk the upside of Lamar Jackson and just play Trubisky? What are you talking about? Stupid fucking question.
In almost no circumstances does your deficit on Thursday matter.
And also, why wouldn't you play Trubisky, who's been like the best quarterback, versus a guy who's never played before?
We just painted Lamar Jackson as a discount version of Trubisky. Yeah. Just play the better version.
Corey Davis or Tyler Boyd? I'd still stick with Boyd.
Yeah, close though.
I would play Corey Davis.
Okay. Hilton or Philip Lindsay as a flex? I play Hilton, not close.
Hilton.
Yeah, Hilton.
Watson or Fitzmagic? Give me Watson.
Yeah.
No, give me Fitzpatrick. I think Washington slows them down.
Okay. Jones or Brown? So Antonio Brown over Julio for me. T.Y. Hilton or Dion Lewis?
Ty. I think we've answered that one before.
If that
Yeah,
guy-
exactly.
I don't know if we answered that one specifically from this guy, but if this guy is, just remember the name Revis. If that name pops up
Tim
again,
will remember that
he will
name.
be banned for life. How about $2,200 Jags D as a GPP flyer? I like the Bucks better. I don't hate that. That could go so wrong though, so
It
quickly.
could, but they have played better at home so far this season.
And
And historically, the Steelers struggle on the road at 1 p.m. So it's not a terrible play by any means.
If you can type a question, you can smash the like button. I like this guy. This guy knows what's up. Dak or Mariota-san?
Mariota.
I'll take Dak.
Prescott.
Breeze or Big Ben? I'll take Breeze.
Yeah, Breeze.
Big Ben. I think he's going to tear him up.
Yeah.
I do. I think Breeze struggles against in this bit. I like Philly to win the
Really
game
loves
outright.
Philly.
I think
Look, I'm
it's like a 27-20 game for the Eagles. I think that, I think they slow down the Saints the same way that Buffalo did, and that's what I see happening.
Look, like I'm not touching Breeze in DFS this week, but I just thinking a season long at home, you just play Drew Brees.
Tyler Boyd or Tariq Cohen as a flex? Probably play Cohen.
Yeah, ice cream Cohen.
Yeah, Cohen.
Michael Thomas and Amari Cooper or DeAndre Hopkins and Alshon Jeffrey in cash.
Hopkins and Alshon.
I'll take Hopkins and Alshon as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Cohen, Mack, or Lindsey in a half point?
Mac, I
Mac?
guess.
Mack or Cohen?
Yeah, I think I would just lean Mac.
All right, Mack it is. 2 of 3. Tyrell the Gazelle, Christian Kirk, or Sterling Shepard? Give me Tyrell
I
and
would
Shepard.
not play Kirk, yeah.
Sit Kirk.
Yeah, I would not play Kirk either.
Half point. Josh Reynolds, Maurice Harris, or John Ross?
Ugh.
Take Harris.
I'm going to play Reynolds. I think they're going to lean on him a little bit. I said I think the Rams offense is going to take a discernible hit without Cup, and I think Reynolds will be the guy they need to pick up some slack.
No, I just don't really see it happening.
I just feel like
give me Harris.
with Reynolds, it's a very. I think it depends on the rest of your team structure. For one thing, like he's a very boom or bust type play. Either he's going to have a really good game or do nothing.
I don't think he sees more than 5 targets. Now, could he score 2 touchdowns with those
What
5
if he
targets?
sees any targets?
Targets?
Targets.
He's scored 2 touchdowns on 5 targets in the past, but that's not super viable.
Carry on or Lindsey? Carry on.
Carry on.
Yep.
Wentz or Breeze? Pennsylvania.
I would still go Breeze there.
I love
Wentz.
Wentz. Love Wentz this week. Unless you have Mahomes, play Wentz. It's basically what I'm doing this week. I actually have a bet with Raybon. Wentz versus Breeze this week.
Cool.
DraftKings.
I think
Wentz.
you're winning that bet.
I hope so too. It's $50 for me, or $50 coming out of my pocket. Don't want that to happen.
No.
Hines, Bibbs, or Royce Freeman. Feel like we had that one.
Yeah, but I can't say
Yes,
definitively.
ban him to be safe.
In that circumstance, it's either Bibbs or Royce Freeman, and
I think it's Freeman.
it's probably Freeman. That sucks though.
Yeah, I agree.
He's the only one of those 3 I could say
Might score a
probably
touchdown.
gets 10 touches and probably could score a touchdown.
Djax or Ridley in a GPP? Give me Ridley. I've laid
Yeah.
out my cases. Ridley is a good GPP play. I hope it hits. Bibbs or Derrick Henry?
Ugh.
If you think the Texans are going to win, play Bibbs.
Yeah, I'm going to play D Hen, I guess, in that situation.
You probably have to play Henry there.
Give him a
Yeah,
freaking
D-Hen is
nickname
not
like
a nickname.
D-Hen. He hasn't done enough to be
I've called him that when he was in college, when he was running people over. He was
Why would you call him
really-
D-Hen?
Oh yeah, he's been because he came after T Rich, so D Hen seemed like the logical extension of all nicknames. I call
Yeah,
Alabama.
because if anyone wants to be associated with anyone,
Tim still thinks T Rich should get another shot in the NFL.
couldn't even make the CFL.
If I got that job with the Jets, I would immediately bring T Rich in.
We should make a petition for Tim to be the
I-
GM
I
of the
would
Jets.
love it.
He'd fire everyone every week and play Trent Richardson. Josh Reynolds or Mike Evans? Come on now.
That's
Yeah, really.
Come on. Don't waste your fucking time here, pal.
He's
Daniel.
wasting our time. Ban him.
Do I drop Sutton for Larry Fitzgerald?
Yes.
I would rather play
Go
Fitz
after
this
Fitz.
week.
I'd rather play Sutton this week.
No, I want Fitz every week.
All right, well, Fitzgerald or Traquan Smith? Play Fitzgerald.
I want Fitz.
Theo Riddick, Jalen Rashad, who I think is Richard, or Dante Moncrief. And as a PPR flex, give me Richard.
That's an interesting question. I'll take Richard, but I'm not loving it.
I would take Riddick.
Collins or Miller standard?
Collins.
Yeah.
Watson or Newton? Newton.
Cam.
Yeah, Cam in that spot.
Would you play, what does this one say? Cook or Leonard Fournette?
Fournette.
Fournette. Cook's going to get bottled up. I see him having no value.
I would play Fournette as well. I think that he will have value because he gets involved in the passing.
I think he's fine. It just, again, the Bears have yet to allow a rushing touchdown this season.
All he'll be doing is recovering strip sack fumbles.
That's good. Then you can pick it up and run with it. John Brown, Tyrell the Gazelle, or Jordan Reed.
Tyrell, the soon-to-be New York Jet wide receiver.
I would take Tyrell Williams too.
Yeah.
He would be such a Jet receiver.
Oh, yeah.
too.
It'd be terrible, too.
Him and
Let's
Bell
take every
together,
team's
giving
third
fans some
best
options.
receiver.
Oh, you want to hear
him
the
a
most
one.
pathetic question of the day? Higbee or Everett?
It's Everett.
Oh,
but
I
that's
actually kind
sad.
of like Everett this week. I got to say, I like Everett.
Okay. Alshon or Calvin Ridley? Give me Alshon.
I agree.
Galladay, Sanders, Boyd, Mixon. Start 2.
Mixon.
Mixon and
Sanders.
yeah.
Yeah.
Would you play ASJ or Hierman in half-point PPR?
We answered this.
ASJ all day.
I'll take Hierman. I thought you liked RSJ.
You changed my mind.
Okay.
I have to
I'm
really
swaying the
embrace
people.
my hate of RSJ.
Brandon LaFell or Curtis Samuel? Oh, good God.
I don't mind Curtis Samuel this week of the two of them. I mean, I actually am playing Curtis Samuel in our keeper league.
Aren't you trying to make the playoffs?
No, I'm
Okay.
at the spot where I can't make the playoffs, but also I can't be one of the worst 4 or 5 teams. I'm caught in no man's land. So I figure I might as well just try to win as many games as possible and put on a good showing. Get the team motivated for next year.
I'm trying.
Learn how to win.
I'm trying to get the number 1 pick, but I have 3 red shirts, so I can't play 3 of my receivers. So I have to like go pick up some like LaFell and go play.
Yeah.
It sucks. I'll go LaFell.
Yeah, maybe just take the chance that he's not got Patrick Peterson.
Yeah,
covering
someone
him.
on the Raiders receiving core will put up a big day. Just God knows who.
John Brown, Sanu, or Jared Cook? John Brown.
I agree.
Jared Cook, good Lord. John Brown.
Pick 2, Richard, Riddick, or AP? I'll go Richard and AP.
Riddick and AP.
Yeah,
I think.
Riddick
In
and
a PPR.
Andrew Cuss is better at yelling "ban them" into the phone than in studio last week. Then again, that Jets hat may have given him a concussion.
It
think
was
it would protect
incredibly
him from
heavy. Thank
concussion.
you for understanding that.
Do you know what you need to do, Tim?
What?
Tell the truth. Peterson or Fournette? Give me Fournette.
I agree.
I'm going to take Peterson, but I get the Fournette love. Totally.
Collins or Galladay? No point PPR. I'll still take Galladay in that spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, John Brown, or Allen Robinson? I'll take Allen Robinson. I don't love.
Yeah,
him.
Allen Robinson's starting to click, isn't he?
He had 1 good game.
Yeah, but it's
It's just like when you get 1 pick right, then claim you're riding a heater.
I am riding another. I'm still riding a heater.
He did have
so.
a good week last week.
He did.
Yeah, Allen Robinson.
Broncos or Bengals?
Bengals.
Bang.
Yeah, Bengals. Carry Johnson or Alex Collins?
Carry on.
I'll take Carry as well.
Alex Collins, I guess. I don't know.
All caps. Dalvin Cook or Jordan Howard? I'll take Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. Cook.
Jordan Howard, not close.
What?
Yeah, that is not close to Dalvin Cook, but okay.
You can't run on the Bears. It cannot be done.
Bet you $50 that Dalvin Cook outscores Jordan Howard.
No, because that Cohen could be the guy who does this.
Oh, yeah. So now you're not so confident, are you?
I'm just saying, you're just trying to recoup bucks. You think you're going to lose in that Breeze Wentz bet. I know how it is.
I mean, I just want to make more bucks. That sounds like a pretty sound bet. You said it wasn't close.
I know, but no.
So are you willing to concede that maybe it's closer than you initially put
that
out?
sound is the sound of a truck backing up.
So are you going to take Dalvin Cook now?
No, I'm still going to take Howard, but perhaps I was too declaratory in my statement.
Tyrell Williams or Corey Davis? Standard.
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis.
Tyrell the Jet.
This guy is calling you Tinker and Tim.
Well, I can't stop tinkering with my DraftKings lineup. I can't.
That's what Trump would call him too.
Tinker and Tim?
I got a nickname for Tim. You don't need to hear it. You want to hear it? I call him Tinkering Tim.
Tinker and Tim. Can't make up his mind. Sad. Although Tim is Trump, so it's
No, I'm
basically
not.
He's banned.
You're very much just like Trump.
I'm not.
You are. Collins or Cohen, half point? Give me Cohen.
Cohen,
Yeah, Cone.
Tate or John Brown? I'll take John Brown.
I'm going to take Tate because I really think they're going to get him involved
Yeah.
today.
If I think he's over 60%, I'm going to take Tate.
Hilton
there.
or Dion Lewis? Remember what the name was I asked you? Reves?
It was him.
Ben for life now, Revis.
I guess he's on an island of his own.
Yeah. I'm waiting for
P.
that.
Ridley. I don't know who that is. So I'm just going to say, guess it's Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, Golden Tate, or Larry Fitzgerald? I'll take Calvin Ridley.
No, he means the backup running back for the Steelers.
That's not even
Stephen
P,
Ridley.
Though. Yeah.
Yeah, but P and S. Oh, yeah, fair enough.
What's wrong with you?
I'm looking at the keyboard. We're not close to each other.
Because they were close in the alphabet, they were close on a keyboard.
Sanders
That's the way my brain
Deshaun
works.
Sanders or Deshaun Jackson? Emmanuel Sanders.
Sanders.
Yeah, for sure.
Galladay or Boyd? I'll take Boyd.
Boyd.
Galladay for me.
Boyd, Lindsey, Delvin Cook. Just sit Philip Lindsay.
Just
Oh,
sit
it's
down.
okay. Yeah, sit Lindsay.
All right. Will you give me $50? Delvin Cook versus Philip Lindsay?
No. I just don't like Cook. That's all.
Then
I'm not
you should
going
be
to
making,
get better.
if you don't like him, you should be making bets against him.
I don't want it. I don't want to.
All right, in 5 minutes, the sweat starts on the DraftKings Facebook and YouTube channels. Just as a heads up, Gary and I will be hopping on there around 11:50. Gary will be back again. But we still got some more time here.
Will there be thorns?
If you smash, we're at 174 likes on YouTube. That's not enough. We need more than that. So we need to get up more, and the more we go up by every 25, we'll stick around for overtime and answer some more questions. How about that?
What you should do is promise a random ban every 25. That's what'll get people to like it.
People love a ban. I agree. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm not banning enough. Maybe you're right.
Oh,
DJ
don't
Moore.
listen to Tim.
DJ Moore or Nelson Aguilar? Moore.
More.
Goaday or Kenny Banya? Ovaltine, Garion. Take Goaday.
Galladay.
Yeah, all of it.
Lamar Jackson, name starter. Where is he? He's in my fucking QB ranking. Just go look at them, you asshole.
Ban him.
Banned. You're right. Banned.
Oh no.
Stupid
It's a
question.
slippery slope.
Stupid question. Higbee, Andrews, or Garion's main man, Jonnu Smith?
Why is he my main
I
man?
guess Eleanor Higbee. Although Garion does love Jonnu, I'm going to take Eleanor.
I'll
Higbee.
take Jonnu.
I think it would be Jonnu.
Love Jonnu. Kiki or Sutton?
Sutton.
Derrick Henry, weird spelling. Jack Doyle, Traquan, or Hump Daddy? I'll take
Hump Daddy, although Doyle is the second case.
I'll take Doyle.
Yeah, Doyle.
Amari Cooper, Carryon Johnson.
Carry on.
I'll take Coop.
Cooper.
Hey, Coop.
Hines or Henry? Probably play Henry in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is just a statement, and it's going to get you banned for life, but I'm going to read it anyway. If Jackson start, I think I'm going to sit John Brown.
Thank you for giving us that incomplete and unlettered inner monologue.
Here's a good one from Nick. This is a very good question. Flex start. Anthony Miller, Tariq Cohen, Josh Reynolds. Very clear cut, to the point. Pick one, Tariq Cohen.
Yeah.
Cohen.
This guy says that Undercust has gone mad with power by association.
This is what I've been saying.
Kiki
I'm
or
just a little
Funches?
Funches.
Funches for me.
Funches.
Oh, hashtag ban Cust. I like that. Pick a Baltimore tight end. I'll take Andrews.
Yeah, Andrews.
Yeah, sure.
Don't play that game.
Yeah, it's not the Seahawks.
This guy's- Derrick
Well,
Hen-
the great thing about the Seahawks is you can start one of the tight ends and then flex the other one and get all the Seahawks tight end points.
Chargers D or Texans D? Texans D.
Yes.
Chargers D. We had this question earlier.
No, it was Washington or Chargers. I
Yeah.
think it was
Sanu or Tate?
Tate.
Yeah, I'll roll it with Tate there.
Tate.
Houston D or Arizona D? I'll take Arizona D.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hooper or Seals Jones? I'll take Hooperton.
I would agree.
I'll take Seals Jones.
Start one. Dalvin Cook, Dion Lewis, Kenny Galladay. I'll take Dalvin Cook.
Lewis.
Cook, Deion Lewis, Kenny Galladay. Cook.
Cook. Mike Evans, T.Y. Hilton, or Amari Cooper. Need two. I'll take Evans and Hilton.
I would agree.
Evans and Cooper.
Yeah, I'm sitting Cooper.
I hate it, though.
All right. Reynolds or Mike Evans?
We had that one.
We
before,
did.
Too.
Oh, we had that one already?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what that means.
Ban him.
Banned for life. Prescott or Lamar? I'll take Dak Prescott.
Oh, for a
Prescott.
second I was like,
Lamar or Fitzmagic?
Fitzmagic.
I'll take
Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic. Pick three. T.Y., Cooper, Galladay, Corey Davis.
Ooh, I guess
Corey
I'm sitting
Davis.
Corey Davis.
I'm gonna
Cooper
sit-
and T.Y.
I'm going to sit Corey Davis in that one. Pittsburgh D or Minnesota D? Pittsburgh D.
Yeah.
Vance, refrigeration, or Jordan Reed?
Ooh, good question. Man, I guess I'm taking Vance.
I'll take Reed.
Jordan Reed, yeah. Ugh, I don't
Dak
feel
or
good about
Wentz? Wentz.
that. Wentz.
Standard.
Wentz.
Carry on or Galladay?
Carry on.
Carry on.
I'll take Galladay. Any news on Donta Foreman not playing this week? Derrick Henry or Marlon Mack? Give me Marlon Mack.
Yeah.
Cohen, Mack, or Sanders? Start two. Non-PPR. Mack and Sanders for me.
Cohen and Sanders.
Yeah, Mack and Sanders.
Y'all, this guy's trying to get banned. Mark Ingram is the best ban for life. Evan Ingram or Reed? I'll take Evan Ingram in that spot.
Yeah, me too.
Golden Tate, Dalvin Cook, or Cohen?
Dalvin Cook.
I'll take Dalvin Cook. PPR.
He's involved in the passing game last week.
Tim, would you prefer Alexa or Google Home?
Ban that person.
Are they reading from here? I am reading from here. John Brown, Sanu, or Jared Cook in the flex? John Brown.
Yes.
Fitzgerald or Corey Davis? I'll take Corey Davis.
Yes.
I'll take
Corey
Fitz.
Davis.
Ingram or Trey Burton at tight end? Burton.
I think Ingram for me.
They better mean Evan Ingram.
They do because it's a
tight
tight end,
ends.
Tim.
And
Well,
it's
you never
spelt
know.
differently.
When I said which tight end,
Well, I don't know if it's spelled differently.
why don't you
I'm not
fucking
looking at it.
listen? Not listening?
Taking Ingram. Taking Ingram.
Eckler or Henry? I'll take Eckler.
Eckler. Jeez.
Yeah,
that's a tough
agreed.
go.
McCaffrey or OBJ? I'll take McCaffrey.
I agree.
Yeah, I got to take the RB there.
Ravens D or Redskins? Ravens.
Ravens.
Skins.
Pick 2. Howard, Lamar Miller, or Allen Robinson? I'll play Lamar Miller and Robinson.
I agree.
I'm going to bench Miller.
Fitzgerald or D.D. Westbrook? Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Fitz, yeah.
Lamar or Bortles? I'll take Lamar there.
Yes. I would agree
Yeah,
with
I guess I will too.
Eckler, Richard, half point.
that. Richard.
Richard.
Richard for me. Bibbs or Judge Ito? Tim?
Oh, I sentence him to your bench.
Okay. Capri Bibbs it is.
I agree.
Luck or Trubisky? I'll play Luck.
Luck. Still
Luck.
laughing at his joke.
Gallup or Roberts?
Gallup.
I'll play Gallup.
Yeah, Gallup.
Richard, Kirk, or Crabtree? I'll play Richard.
I agree.
Doxson
Yeah,
or
Richard.
Conley? I'll play Doxson.
Oh, I'll play
Yeah,
Conley.
Doxson.
Oh, Ingram or Juju? You get banned for life. Dak or Kirk Cousins? I'll play Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown or Hopkins? I'll play Hopkins.
I'll play AB.
Yeah, I'm going to play AB there too.
Godwin or Traquan? Play
Traquan.
Traquan.
Yeah.
John Brown, Moncrief, or Kirk? I'll play John Brown.
Yes.
Corey
Yes.
Davis or Tyler Boyd?
Corey Davis.
Boyd.
I'll play Boyd in that spot. Wentz or Breeze on DK for showdown? I'll play Wentz.
Wentz.
Yeah.
Standard League flex, Corey Davis, Alex Collins, or Allen Robinson?
Robinson.
I'll play Davis.
Davis.
Boyd, Mack, Sutton, Tyrell Williams, Doug Martin, Josh Reynolds, pick 2.
Boyd.
Well,
and
not Doug
Boyd,
Martin.
Boyd and Mack.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Brown or Watkins / replacement? Play John Brown.
Yeah.
Connor or Hunt? Play Hunt.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hunt.
Collins, Boyd, John Brown, flex? Play Boyd.
Yeah, Boyd.
Yeah.
Carry-on or Deion Lewis? Deion Lewis.
I agree.
Lamar
Yeah.
or Cousins?
Cousins.
Lamar.
I'm going to say Cousins.
I'll say Lamar.
I'm going to say Lamar. Cousins is terrible.
Seals Jones or Vance McDonald? Seals Jones.
Seals Jones.
Yep.
Chiefs or Titans defense?
Titans.
Take Titans. Not playing the
Titans.
Chiefs against the Rams.
No. That seems like a don't. How is there no one else?
Julio or Ertz?
Because the Rams are a generational.
We have
defense
time. We don't
theory.
have time for this.
I was just saying, how is there no one else in the waiver wire, Tim?
Ruin my flow. Ruin my flow. Julio or Ertz?
Julio.
Ertz. This guy says Ingram, so he's banned for life.
Nice.
Yeldon or Naheem Hines, standard.
Hines
Yeldon.
in that spot.
Yeah, I guess so. Lamar Jackson or Dalton?
Lamar Jackson.
Dalton.
I'll take Lamar. Dak or Cam, DK? Cam.
Yeah, Newton.
Alshon or Carry-On?
Alshon.
Alshon.
Yeah. Jeffrey, yeah.
Wentz or Rivers? Wentz.
Wentz.
Yep.
Ingram or Gordon? Banned for life.
Nice.
Demaryius Thomas or Kirk? Kirk.
I would take DT.
Corey Davis
Yeah.
or Sammy Watkins? Play the guy who's playing. Play Corey Davis.
Showed him.
All right, we got 2 minutes left, so get your questions in. The sweat is starting right now. It's live on DK Playbook. Cooper or Lewis?
Lewis.
Cook or Carry-On? Cook.
Cook.
Or sorry, carry on. Sorry, carry on.
Carry-On or Alshon? Alshon.
Alshon.
DT or Kirk?
DT. We
Kirk.
just had that one.
DT, yeah.
This guy's asking too many questions. Too many of the same questions. Banned for life. Let's see. Alex Collins or Doug Martin? Doug Martin.
I would take Alex
Yeah.
Collins.
Cooper or Diggs? Diggs.
Cooper.
Mariota-son or Cousins?
Mariota.
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 TJ Jones or Maurice Harris? Harris.
Maurice Harris.
TJ Jones.
TY or Boyd? TY.
TY.
Yep.
Seth Roberts or Dwayne? Oh, that's not how you spell Dwayne, man. Good God. DWAIN. Dwayne.
Maybe he meant Swaim.
No, it says Dwayne Harris. I'll take Seth Roberts.
So will I.
Bears D or Ravens D? Ravens D.
Bears
Yes.
D.
Boyd or Cohen? Oh, sorry, Bears. Sorry, I don't know. It is Bears D for me.
Okay.
I just, for whatever reason, I didn't register Bears. Boyd or Tariq Cohen in standard?
Cohen.
Boyd.
Cohen still.
Boyd.
Lewis or Dalvin Cook? The Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
Lewis.
Close, though.
Bibbs or Blue? Bibbs. Wentz,
Eiffel 65.
Wentz or Watson? Wentz.
Wentz.
Rosen or Eli? I'll take Rosen.
I'll take Manning there.
I would take Manning too.
Dak or Rivers?
Dak.
Dak for me.
AJ Green inactive, by the way.
AJ Green is inactive?
Inactive officially.
Luke Wilson or Jordan Reed? I'll take Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed.
Yeah, agreed.
Boyd over Collins? Really? No, not really. Fuck you. You asked the question, I gave you a fucking answer. You're banned for life. Breeze or Mahomes?
Mahomes.
Yeah, always Mahomes.
Watson or Dak?
Watson.
Dak.
Watson. Two more. Cohen or Fournette? Half point. Fournette.
Fournette there.
Last one. A-Rob, Funchess, or Cortland Sutton?
A-Rob.
I'll take A-Rob.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, that will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Thank you for tuning in live. We got to get out of here because the sweat has started. So thanks to Garion, thanks to Tim, thank you all for watching. Smash that like button on the way out. I will be live again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on DraftKings, on Facebook, on the DK Live app, on YouTube, and on Periscope and Twitter. Chris Meany will be here. We'll be taking your ad drops, your start sits, and recapping the week. Thank you all for watching. Good luck in Week 11. I'll see you next time.